Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Berg with the Media Ministry team. I'm here today with Rick Struck, and we're going to talk about the fourth in a series of the stewardship questions that was put out in October that the congregation gave an answer to, and then I think Rick has some observations that he has that fit it. But let's go over the question first. By the way, welcome, Rick.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
The question was, how has St. Paul's helped you draw closer to Jesus? So that was a question, and the one response we got was, confirmation has helped me draw closer to Jesus by giving me a better understanding of our origins and helping me make friends and helping me get closer to the church. It's funny that such a simple question can be so difficult to answer. I know the church but I know what the church has done, but putting in words can be exceedingly difficult for me. At the core of the church, though, is the phrase, all means all. My confidence in approaching Jesus is greater, especially to receive communion. Do with that what you will. But as they kind of finish up, I'm getting my impression of this, while they're all anonymous, is just the responses from somebody who's either in confirmation or just going through confirmation, which that Susan's doing the camera work today, so that made her smile when she realized that one of her confirmands joined in. But at any rate, what did you?
Well, I think that's a very interesting response, and I'm delighted that perhaps some of them on the younger side responded to this question and threw in their comments for this series, because I think it's important. But one of the ways that St. Paul's has helped us draw closer to Jesus, well, many, many different ways. I start out with the basics, really, coming to church every Sunday, where, as you pointed out, Mike, all means all. But the hearing the Gospels preached on every Sunday by three different pastors.
Yeah,
really.
We are blessed in that. Yeah, we get a rotation of.
We do.
It's divided up, and it's good to hear. I mean, we've both been going to church for a long time.
Yeah,
I've heard some of the same texts preached on, but it's interesting. It's fun having different perspectives, different ages, different genders. A different perspective on it has really been something I've enjoyed the past 3 years here.
And all of them in understandable manners. I think each of the pastors, trying to relate to the congregation to make sure we get it, and get the word across to us. And that's like the basic thing. But really, every Sunday is a blessing. And of course, as we leave church every Sunday, part of the mission is to go out to the wider world, spread God's word, right? We're asked to do that. And here at St. Paul's, I think people do that in the way they live their lives, in the way they interact with each other, the services they get involved with in the wider community. There are many of those here at the church. Of course, you've got things like Monday night feedings, and you have the feast gathering and Mother Hubbard's cupboard. We support that, but people in the congregation go out and they get involved in even other activities.
Well, these are just the things we know of that we're talking about all the time. Right. I bet if we somehow polled the entire congregation, they're doing a bunch of little things that we never hear about, but it's all driven by, not all driven, but a lot of it is the nourishment you get every Sunday, every week coming here to feel, I know that's what I feel, to feel strengthened to go out in the community and spread God's love by our actions, which is a form of stewardship.
And I think people do that here, and I've seen it in many ways. We're asked to, number one, believe in God and love Him with all our hearts and minds, but also love our neighbors as ourselves, which to me means, doing things for them. And I see people in this church do that. They go out beyond themselves. They don't talk about it a lot sometimes. They just do it.
Right. This is it's
inspiring. Really.
Yeah. This church is a very see something, do something type of church. You don't hear always about everything everybody's doing. There's a lot of anonymous, which is a good thing on one hand, but and I think that's maybe what you guys are trying to do with some of these questions is draw out that these things that people are doing that we know are being done because we hear this, we hear that, but try to show it to the whole congregation that a lot of people are doing this, that and it doesn't always get broadcast, but it's still getting done. You know, there's the things we know about, and then Family Promise is another one that I've been involved in.
That's a great one too.
And before the pandemic, having them here in the building, and I look forward to coming back. I spent the night a couple times, but one of the things I remember is having a 2-year-old and helping her eat, so that her mother could sit and have dinner. You know, just hands and eat her meal, and you know. It was a minor thing I did, but I think it ended up, I still think about it. When I think of Family Promise, I think of that. And I think if we went around the congregation, we could poll a lot of people and hear little stories like that, that doing something ended up being more important to the person doing it sometimes, that nourishment you get from that, than the person that you're helping.
And St. Paul's is the core of all of that. You know, that's where the mission begins, and that's where we get nurture, and that's where we get motivation to go out and do things in the community, and also to just care for each other as members, fellow members. I've seen a lot of that going on here in our short couple of years being active in the church, and it's inspiring, you know. And it's all based on, you know, the mission that Jesus gave to us, that God gives to us, to go out and minister to my people. And here we have this phrase, as you've said, all means all. Pastor Jonathan says it every week, and I think we try to live it here at St. Paul's. I certainly have seen that in the lives of people who've been here a lot longer than me, and they take that seriously. It's a simple phrase, really straightforward, but you know, it says a lot.
Yeah, it's 3 very meaningful words. Well, 2 words. One used twice.
Twice, exactly.
But it's 3 words strung together that all means all in a lot of ways.
And there are very many open volunteer opportunities here. And for those of you folks watching this that are thinking about volunteering from one of our programs or one of our ministries, jump right in. You know, we talk about that at council all the time. Bring people in and get more people involved.
Right,
in
and
these
you
things.
don't. I think people, you know, you don't have to. It's okay to just dip your foot in the water. You don't have to jump into the deep end. Just because you'll find if you just do a little of this and a little of that kind of thing, something you're interested in. That's the first key, is something that you have an interest in. And just helping out here and there, you'll start to build those relationships and build the confidence to do more extensive things. And the other thing this church is, people at different points in their life. I'm retired. I believe you're retired.
I'm retired
so I have a little more time to give.
Yeah.
But I understand there's families out there. They're doing what you and I both did. I didn't have as much time to give when I was working 40 and 50 hours a week and raising a daughter, and so we're all in this together. All means all. We're all in this together.
And I think there's a place for everyone, wherever they are in their stage of life, whatever they can do age-wise, whatever they can do time-wise, physically,
and talent. And we've got so many different talents too. I mean, we've got writers, artists. It runs the gamut. So I guess that's kind of the commercial for this episode from the Stewardship team. It's giving of time and talent. The Stewardship, I've said it, I think the other episodes, that Stewardship, sometimes we think initially of the monetary giving, and that's important, and that's what keeps our footprint down here, and that's what keeps our wonderful staff that we have, gifted staff. Those are all the money is an important thing, but there's stewardship there's 3 components to it. There's the giving of the time and giving of your talents, and I think that triangle is something that.
What do we call it? Time, talent, and treasure. You know?
Right.
There are various ways to give to the church, and including yourselves.
Right.
And I think the church is very open to that, or seeking volunteers. Jump right in, and you'll find friendly faces to be there with you too.
And so I guess if you're interested in doing something, find Rick or I, send an email, any of those things. Somebody
talk to the staff,
talk to one of the staff members. There's something out here or here at St. Paul's where we can work together to make all mean all. So thank you very much, Rick.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike, for having me.
And thank you for watching.